Let me talk to somebody right now who owns a business. Johnny, let me see if we got, oh, the man. Look at this, you guys. Oh my gosh. I want to introduce you to the people right here, you guys. Let me show you who we got. That's Johnny Vasquez right there. I showed you his video earlier. Say hi, Johnny.
Hey, what's up, guys?
I'm going to turn up his volume right here a little bit. Dude, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man.
Considering all things
I'm doing well.
all things considered, right? We're doing okay. All things considered, we're doing okay. It's tough. We're can't teach right now, a little hiatus. But let me talk to you, Johnny. So I showed them a little clip, the older clip. That was several months ago, where you had moved 3 times. I told them that you had a corporate job. I showed them that funny picture of you sitting at the desk where you were like,
Yes.
And you sent it to me, bro. So don't be mad at me for posting it. So I showed them that picture. You're kind of angry, and I call those Jiu-Jitsu daydreamers. Is that fair to say?
100%. 100%. I was a dreamer, 100%.
There you go. So then at that point, I told you guys, Gracie University, Gracie Garage, got a little group. And then it got to that tipping point where he was like, I'm going to go for this 100%. I'm going to make this happen. He went for it, moved twice. So I told him, you moved twice, 3 years, 350 students. That was several months ago. How are we now? You got your purple belt, by the way, because he was blue belt those first 3 years, but you've since gotten your purple belt. He's rock solid, you guys. Jiu-Jitsu is just amazing. But talk to them about where you are now in enrollment rise. Of course, before the actual closure here, since many people are just not coming to class, but enrollment, where are we at?
You know, it's been absolutely incredible since that video. We've actually grown another 100 students. So we went from 350 during the making of that video all the way to 465 students on the books. And obviously, with everything going on, we've slowed down. But even while this is taking place, we have people reserving 10-minute intros for when we reopen. So it's incredible. It's been incredible.
Excellent, bro. That's so gnarly, bro. So talk to them a little bit about, right, I mentioned about Gracie University online access and how we cut licensing fees and how we kept the online access available for all the CTCs. Talk to them about how that system has been deployed and the response you've seen from students regarding the online access and what's been going on there.
I'm not gonna lie, when this quarantine started to happen, I had so many reservations, extremely nervous. But one, thank you so much for everything you've done for us. It just confirms that, you know, I took a plunge into the correct vote, man. But the biggest thing that I've noticed is students are reaching out to me constantly asking for passwords to the university because they want to get on and they want to continue the journey. And that's the beauty about what we do is there's so many schools surrounding me that are closed right now, and their students don't have anything comparable to Gracie University. And so, yeah, there's DVDs that they can buy and some online stuff, and it's great because they're still in there, they're still practicing jiu-jitsu, but the difference is any one of my students right now that is practicing at home, and there's several, they're practicing the exact same jiu-jitsu that is taught in our classes. So even though the atmosphere has changed, and of course we miss the camaraderie of the mat, the teaching, the philosophy, the movements, the concepts are all very much the same. So yes, it's a different setting, but as soon as we're able to go back, and hopefully it's soon, they're not gonna miss a beat. If anything, they're just going to be better. So it's been absolutely incredible, and 100%. It's been saving us, man. 100%.
Yeah, and you said, you mentioned that, so a good percentage of your students, the majority of your students are still paying tuition during this downtime. Is that fair to say? Because of the offerings?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I think, yeah, our retention rate now is absolutely incredible.
That's great.
Everybody is still, I mean, look at everything you guys are doing for us. You've lit up so many other green spots in the university. You're doing live webinars, and we all speak the universal language. So everything that we're doing at home is going to be conducive to when we reopen. So it's been incredible, and yeah, the students, most of them are more than happy to continue paying their tuition because they still feel they're receiving adequate benefits for it.
That's it, bro. And last thing, you're in a territory. Some people think that the haters think that people train with you because it's Gracie on the door, right? And that they don't know anything else and they've never met a black belt in their life. And I mentioned to them that there are other black belts in your neighborhood, right? Other schools and other BJJ. Are there any examples of students who've come from there or who, right? Talk about that comparison a little bit. People think that they're just oblivious to anything else.
Listen, I lot of people may not believe this, and some of you may, and you're on the fence and you have reservations. I am surrounded by over 100 martial arts schools in a very small area. The population is maybe 500,000 in total up here. And I have BJJ black belts that aren't just regular black belts. These guys are, you know, they're big names, man. And yeah, we, you know, 2 years in a row now, we've won Best in the Desert. And we have, and I don't want to mention names, but we have students that cross-train from those gyms because of how amazing our curriculum is. And it's structured. Not to mention law enforcement, they're always bouncing around to the gyms trying to figure out what's conducive to them. And because we focus so much on actual applicable street self-defense at a beginner's level, it's huge, man. And yeah, we do. We have people that cross-train from the gyms. They have so much sweat equity involved in their other gym that they don't necessarily want to leave, but they're infatuated with the organization and what we're teaching within the curriculum. So, you know, they do both. They do both. It's been absolutely incredible. And I can throw a rock to one of our competitor gyms, man. I can throw a rock to them. So
Don't throw the rock.
I won't. Trust me, man.
Right? You don't need to throw anything, bro. You're already killing it. Trust me. Your success is enough by itself. Well, thank you, bro. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to finish up. I have a few more minutes with them. A couple of things we're going to talk about. Keep up the great work, bro. Thanks for the feedback on the live webinars. We're going to keep those firing, and for all the great work you do up there. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, man. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much, brother.
All right. Take it easy, bro. Talk to you soon. Dude, so there's Johnny V. One of the homies, man. And he's Apple Valley's... It's several hours away, I think. I've never been there. But it's far enough away where it's, you know, he's its own definitely territory. But he drives here periodically for private classes with Alex Stewart, does great work. So one of the greatest guys. You guys runs a very tight operation. But this exists nationwide and worldwide, right? Johnny's just one of our guys here. Just an amazing guy, amazing business. So now let's talk a little bit about the actual fee structure of becoming a CTC. Now that we understand the business, we understand the business mastery course, we understand some of the benefits. Talking about the fee structure, really 3 fees. Number 1 is this initial ICP fee, the Instructor Certification Program fee, $1,600. It's a one-time flat fee, you pay that. Now, you pay that, like I said, that will give you the whole territory for 12 months if you apply for the TRP. If you don't apply for the TRP or you don't want to reserve a territory, you can do the ICP for $1,600 and just pay for that process after you complete Combatives, or you can get the territory included with it if you intend to open a school and you want to protect yourself in that manner. So $1,600 covers the territory, covers Gracie Combatives, Gracie Bullyproof, covers you through the ICP, the 4 days here. That covers all of that for that $1,600, okay? And the teaching proficiency videos of the ICP included as well. The only thing that's not included is your Gracie Combatives test. And of course, travel expenses. But your actual Gracie Combatives video test or live test that you take, wherever you take that Gracie Combatives test, that test is not included in the process. So, because you might fail once. Actually, you're only allowed 2 tries, by the way, on that Gracie Combatives test. If you fail more than twice, you cannot become an instructor. You cannot go this path anymore. So test carefully, aim for 100%, have to score 95 or higher, but you only have 2 tries. So if you fail, you pay again, and then all the way through the ICP. So that's the $1,600. The other 2 fees are a licensing fee and the student fee. The licensing fee is essentially the affiliation fee, and that is comparable to what other, right, both of these right here, that is comparable to what other affiliations are. We're going to disclose the exact licensing fee, and the reason we call it that is because you are licensed to use the trademark proprietary programs. That's the relation. It's not a general affiliation where I just say, okay, you're my student, I'm the master, and you put my sticker on the front and you just go teach BJJ. That's more of an affiliation model. That's not us. We are a certification body, and then you're licensed to use the programs that you were certified to teach based on the training that you went through. Okay, so there's a licensing fee, and then there is the student fee, which is a small, very small per student fee that you pay, and that's how the fees change. From a small school that has 10 or 20 students, you're gonna pay much less, right, because they have fewer students, than a school that has 500, 600, 700 students, and they're grossing, you know, $80,000 a month in revenue from Gracie Combatives and Gracie Bullyproof. So the range in student base changes what fees are payable. Now, these fees have a slight fluctuation based on the specificity of your situation. Are you at a startup school or are you an existing BJJ school that already has 200 students? So based on those differences, these fees are not fixed. They're slightly different based on that. So we're going to communicate the specificity of those based on your circumstances. Once you submit your territory inquiry, which is free, you just go click a button, submit the inquiry, territory is available, cool. And then we're going to shoot you the information, all details of what's pertinent to your situation, whether you're an upstart or an existing BJJ school or traditional martial arts school. We'll send you the appropriate fee schedule based on that. And we'll be available to answer any questions and go back and forth on that as well. So here's what people say. Well, what about the fees? How are they? Are they high? Listen, our fees, when you put all this together, our fees are comparable to licensing plus the student fee are comparable to the affiliation fees of other affiliations. It's not wildly different. They're comparable. And what's crazy is that even though they're comparable, the value is where the difference is. And that's what's been, when people eventually get through and we talk to, whether it's a new school or an existing BJJ school, and we talk to them, we say, hey, here's what's going down, and people become aware of what the fee schedule is for their particular situation, the response is always, huh? That's it? And really? That's the response. Because of how much value and what we're giving, and things that Johnny talked about, it's always a little, oh, wow, oh my gosh. That's the response. So our thought was this. This is how, let me put it in a simpler context. My thought was this. When structuring all of this, we could charge more because we offer the value. We can charge whatever we want. But my thought was this. I want to lose on the one-to-one. Any individual school, I want this to be a win-lose equation when we go one-to-one with any CTC. So any individual CTC, when we look across the table, I want them to feel like they're winning and we're losing because we're providing this much value and they're paying this much monthly fees to participate and be a Gracie Certified Training Center. I want to lose on the one-to-one so that money is not a reason why anyone cannot be part of the movement and sharing of Jiu-Jitsu all over the world. So I'm willing to lose on the one-to-one because I'm betting on winning on the 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 CTC structure. If you guys see where I'm going. So my vision is clear. One-to-one, you guys can win. You can have it. Go. Here's the programs. Here's the system. Pay us small fees every month and go run with it. Run like the wind. Let's do this. Change lives. 100 schools, 200 schools, 500 schools, 1,000 schools. Then I go, all right, because there's volume now, we can win on the volume and it can make it worthwhile for us finally. We're aiming for that. But in the meantime, we want to be absolutely affordable, and not only affordable, but the highest level of effectiveness when it comes to a affiliation type relationship. We want to provide the greatest value for the most reasonable cost and be able to look across the table and say, look, if this doesn't work, it's not because it's too expensive, it's because you didn't run the systems. And the success of our schools, I think, is a great testament to that. Okay, so one-to-one, you guys win. 1,000 to 1, we eventually come back and also win.